If you look back now, how do you look back at the last 2 months? I mean, are you a better human being? Are you a more restrained human being? Have you matured? Is this whole hardship and the trauma that you had to undergo, and I know the kind of trauma you had to undergo, has that made you a better individual? How do you look at it?
Look, yeah, I mean, I can't lie. It's been a hard couple of months, and even before that, with Test cricket struggling with a bit of form, and I had a great IPL, and after that went to England, scored the 100, and lost a bit of form. Got the 100 again in England. So it's been a bit of a roller coaster for me when it comes to emotions and when it comes to cricket. But the last 2 months has been really, really hard. I'm not used to people disliking me, and the whole country talking about, or expressing their dislikes for what happened. It was just hard. It's not easy on
anyone,
on any young boy, especially who just wants to play cricket and perform well for the country and just live his life. And I've never thought I was a bad human being, or I had to change or anything. But yeah, it did teach me a lot. It's important to understand the kind of surroundings we have, and the kind of things you can or cannot say, and the way you can or cannot behave in a certain place. So I feel like it was important, and it came at a stage in my life where things could have gone either way. It was an eye opener, if I can say, and it just gave me a bit of direction. And I know that I know which way I have to go now, and I know with the hit that I got in the last 2 months, I've obviously matured a lot, and I've understood a lot more about life, not just cricket. And yeah, I have come back a lot stronger and a lot more relaxed, lot more calmer, and I'm trying to keep distractions away from me and just focus on cricket and get back to being in the whites or in the blues or in the reds for Kings. Just one, like you said early in the interview, that is my temple. That is where I want to be, 22 yards and over.
Even the Indian team. I mean, I've had a chat with, for example, I've had a chat with Ravi. I've had a chat with Bharat and some of the players. And I actually sensed there was a degree of warmth for you. That yes, maybe something has been committed, but the team rallied around you. If from the outside as a journalist I could sense it, that's what the sense I got. So when you got back in, I mean, did you sense the same? And that's what sort of makes this Indian team what it is?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, even when I had to leave Australia and go back home, there were a lot of people who came to me, put a arm around the shoulder, and they said it's okay. We've all been there. We've all made mistakes, and we've all had to face punishments in whatever way. So yeah, just to be positive and just to at least try to keep the social media or the remarks and the hatred that you're getting from the country aside, and just to focus on yourself and not doubt yourself. I mean, for the first one week or 10 days, I couldn't help but doubt myself, or doubt my own character or personality, or that was the hardest thing, to just know if you actually are a bad person. When so much has been written, so much has been said by people, you kind of feel like, okay, you start questioning yourself. That's where family, friends, and the boys I play with, my teammates, they kept in touch. They always checked up on me and saw what I was going through and what I was doing, and yeah, I just kept busy. I mean, like I said, I hadn't had time off from cricket for a while. I hadn't been home. This wasn't the best way to go back home, but still I tried to forget all of this and spend some time with family, and I trained really hard. I felt like my technique had a few things that I needed to correct on. I went back to my academy, worked on my cricket, and yeah, it was, I mean, whatever happens is for the good, and I'm sure when people say that, there's a good reason why they say it. And yeah, it gave me time away from all of that, all the pressure of playing for India and all those expectations. I could just go back to a quiet ground where I've always played and where I've always trained. Just go there and just practice on my technique, practice on my skill, and just the only time I was at peace, or I was not worried about what people were talking, was when I was practicing and when I was in the gym. So I tried to spend as much time as I can during the day there, and yeah, and then otherwise I just was at home. I I was quite honestly scared to just step out. I didn't feel like I was ready to face people, or if somebody asked me a question about that, I didn't know how I would feel or how I would react. So I just stayed indoors. I stayed at home. I played PlayStation with my friends. It's not like I was sulking or I was I was feeling emotional, not too emotional. Obviously, I was emotional, but it was just I felt like I wasn't ready to go and face people. So I just stayed indoors, or I was in the cricket ground or in the gym, and that is how I've grown up. I've honestly, growing up, I didn't go out too much, or I didn't have too many distractions. It was just cricket ground, the gym, and back to the room. So it kind of felt like I went back to my under 19 days.